Hi everyone, Marion Emberson here, showing you a couple of cards using the Lots of Bubbles stencil from WOW Embossing Powders. I'm also going to be using this gorgeous little stamp set, this little A7 stamp set designed by Verity Biddlecombe. Yeah, it's just lovely little sentiments. Anyway, so let's just move those aside because I've already got those out. So I'm going to put those there. I'm going to show two different cards and just how simple they are. So basically I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to be using some Catherine Paula inks. I'll be using some WOW embossing powders and sparkles, etc. Yeah, so let's get cracking. So first of all, I'm making my card base from the A4 cardstock, the Superior Smooth cardstock, and I literally just cut that A4 piece in half, and then I've got a 10-fold card. But I can also have it opening this way if I wanted to. So I'm just going to move that out of the way. I've got a strip of card, which I'll show you in a moment. These bits I'm just going to put over there. And then this bit is what I call a panel, and it's just slightly smaller than my card base. So actually this one works out at 10.5 centimetres and this works out at 10 centimetres. So let's just take this. I'm going to use some post-it notes. Now these are all over post-its, and I'm just gonna mark off where I want, and you can just reuse these so it doesn't matter, but I'm just marking that off. Let's stick those there, and then I'm gonna place my stencil down. So this actually holds it in place as well. And then I'm gonna need, I've got my brush there. I'm gonna use green tea for this one. And I'm gonna pick up some of the colour. Let's just go in, pick up more. I'm happy with where that is. Use my fingers to hold it in place, and then just gently start filling it with colour. I'm not bothered about it being all perfect and even. At the end of the day, they're bubbles, so they wouldn't be perfect because you would always see other colours through them. So I'm just picking up a little bit more. Offset that there. You could use pixie spray if you wanted to hold your stencil down, but I left that up in my studio. Let's have a look. Oh, I like that. That looks good. Okay, I'm waiting for I've just ordered from Tailored Expressions their cleaning silicone thing, so I'm waiting for that to come, so I'm excited to see how that's going to work. I'm just going to move this aside, and just with a wet cloth, or damp cloth I should say, I'm just going to clean that off so that when I go to use it on the next one, it's going to be nice and clean. That's the theory behind it anyway. Okay, let's get rid of that. So now I can remove this. So I've got my line. These I can just reuse again, and I will. So I'll just stick them back on there. But what I want to do is I'm going to colour this so it's black, and then I'm going to add some halo embossing powder over the top. On this one, I don't know if I've wrote it down actually. Yeah, I did. I used one called Ice Cream, which is a translucent glitter, which is part of the, what's it called? Fairground Trio. But I thought I'd show you it with the halo from Catherine Paula. So I'm going to grab that messy bit of paper because this is going to get messy. And I'm just going to ink it up so it's black. Whoops, just go all the way. And this stays wet long enough. It's the VersaFine Clair. Stays wet long enough for me to get my powder on. Oh, honestly, who else does that? Please say you all do. So the bit I haven't thrown all over the table, I can put back in the pot. And then, fortunately, she says, looking for it, it's there. This is my I love this. This is my Nouveau brush. And I'm just gonna get rid of that onto there. Ah, see? It's not all wasted now. That's it. Okay. Disaster averted. Okay, so I'm gonna take my heat tool. Let's just bring that up. See more in shot. Anchor it down and then heat set it. Oh my goodness, I've not done halo over black. Oh wow, that is beautiful. It's like a herd of unicorns. Would they be called a herd? Oh, isn't that stunning? That is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, it's like too pretty for that. So, it's too wide. So I'm going to just chop it down. Just make sure that's nice and neat on there. Just get that to the right sort of size. So I'm just sort of eyeballing this. I get that. Oops. Roughly on there. Nice. Okay. That is then going to go on there. Oh, that just looks so nice. Do you know what I want to do now? I might change it just to bring this colour in more. The thank you, I was doing it just in black, but let's just do it with the halo on top. Okay. So, little tip, I always slit the tops of my stamps or stencils, whatever I'm using. And then that way I haven't got to deal with this sticky bit that drives me mad because I always get stuck to it. And another little tip, let me just take that out, get that on there. To make sure you've got this the right way, if you lay your bit of acetate down and then position your stamp over the top, so you line it up, so that's perfect. I'm using a Catherine Paula block, so that's actually got lines on it. You could do this in a misty. In fact, do you know what? I might do that. I'm going to do it in a misty, and I'll tell you for why. Because if I do miss a bit when I do the halo, then I can restamp it once I've done it. So let me just, I'm gonna position that so that that's there. Make sure that's in the right place. Whoops. Let's move this up, hoping you can see it still. And then, there we go. Look about right. That looks about right to me. Oh, I might come down just a little bit, because don't forget I've got my little strip to go on there, so it won't hurt to come down. I'm gonna pick that up, get rid of that bit. So now this is ready to ink, and I'm going to do it in the black again, in the VersaFine Clair. And then stamp that down, get rid of those. And then get that halo on there. Let's just move that. And I'm going to pop that back in there. And then I'm going to heat from underneath. So that's going to tie in better now. Oh, that's so pretty. So, so pretty. Okay. My glue, I don't know what I've done with my strip now. What did I do with my strip that I just made and cut? There it is. Oh, I think I prefer that. So I'm just going to go along and just do some little dots, and then I can stick that down. I'm using the iCraft Ultra Bond, and I've just transferred it into this little guy. It just makes it easier. And I'm going to flip it over, snip off those bits, get rid of those, put my lid on because I'm bound to knock it over, and then I've got my card blank, find the end of my tape, so these are slimline stencils, so perfect to use as is on a card, etc. But I just wanted to show you how you can just use a part of it. It doesn't have to be all of it that's used. Let's just take these off. Make sure your opening's at the bottom, done that many a time. And then let's just eyeball that to line it up. And then I'm just going to finish off with some sparkles from WOW, and this one's called Glass Slipper. I could actually go in and use the halo again, but just for quickness, I'm just going to do this. then just add, because we can never have enough sparkle in our lives. And there we go. That one. Really quick and really simple. So, how am I going to use it again? Well, this time I'm not going to ink through it. I am going to ink through it, I should say. Get it right, Marion. Okay, so this time I'm going to go direct onto the card and I'm going to use Hot Tub. So let me get my card blank. But I'm going to come across this way. So rather than at an angle, I'm going to go across like so. Just work out where I want it. This time, as I say, I'm going to use Hot Tub. So let me grab a brush for Hot Tub. I'd like to say this is my favourite colour by Catherine Paula, but I've actually got quite a few. Okay. Just make sure it's in position. If it moves, move it back. If it does move and you feel you've messed it up, well, you haven't. I'll just explain something, what you can do. If you're not familiar, there's a technique called bumping. And bumping is where you take a stencil and you ink through it, oops, like I'm doing now, and then you slightly bump it, hence the word bumping, and then it makes it look like it's got a shadow. It's really cool. Okay. That's lovely. So I'm going to leave that like that because there's dark, light, etc. I like that. I'll clean that up afterwards. But what I want to do now is I'm keeping that there, and then on here I've actually got some copper ultra high and opaque bright white ultra high. So they're thicker granules. So I'm going to take those. Let me just pop some in the lid, and I can grab them better. And then I want to line this back up. So the bumping, as I was saying, if you lined it back up and then went like that, and then went over with another colour, you get the whole there in colour, and then this little bit would be your shadow. So that looks really cute. Okay, I'm just going to give it a little wipe. So I'm just making sure I'm lined up. I'm taking a foam thing. I don't know what they're called. And I'm going to pick up some ink, and I'm just going to press into this. Now you want to press quite hard because they're really nice quality stencils. So because they're such nice quality stencils, they're quite thick. The mylar that's been used is a very thick mylar. So that makes a difference when you're inking through like this. But again, it's one of those foolproof things that it actually can't go wrong. So let me just sprinkling little bits on. Shake off your excess. Get rid of those bits. If there's any loose bits afterwards, I'll just flick them off with a paintbrush before I heat set. sure I get it where I want it. And then, where is my paintbrush? I've got a paintbrush somewhere. I'm not going to be able to find it, am I? So I'm just going to use a pokey tool. Well, a little. Do you know what? This, I think, was used by dentists. Someone said, oh, that looks like a dentist pick. It probably is. So I just touch them to loosen them. And then it's little things like this that take the longest. This takes longer than making the card. Okay. That looks pretty good to me. So now I'm just going to open it out and then I'm going to heat set. Don't worry about the smoke that you can see. That's literally just burning the pigment off from the ink. Just make sure you've got it all. You can always go on top for a little bit, just to make sure it's all done. And I'm just going to get rid of that. Let me pop me. Whoops. I knew I'd miss bits. Try as I might. I must remember not to get heat on my carpet, otherwise I'm going to have embossing powder stuck to it. Okay. I just think that looks so effective. So pretty. And I could, if I wanted to add some glitter, I could add some halo. I could do exactly the same, just drop some halo in there and then heat from underneath. But I've got two little strips of cardstock, one smaller than the other. The bigger piece, I'm actually just going to go in direct to paper. Just want to colour that. And then I'm going to use the Sending You a Hug. On the white. And I'm going to do it in the same colour. I could do it in black and it would really stand out, but I'm going to do it in the same colour. So in the hot tub. I probably need to re-ink this hot tub. I use it so much. And if it goes wrong, you just flip it over and do it on the other side. But that went right. Yay. Okay. So this one I'm going to stick down on there. Let's take my little bit of glue. And let's stick it down. I'm doing this slightly different to the original card I've shown you. Because I've done it straight at that edge, whereas that one I cut them off on the slant on both. But this one, I'll just do it on there. And then this is where I look, there we are. I always cover everything up. I'm just gonna snip that. So this is great for masculine cards as well. This stencil just works perfect for both. I'm just gonna stick that there. So there we go. This will actually go a little bit lighter. Can you see how much lighter that one is? But also it depends on how heavy you put it on in the first instance. The same here. I've done this one a lot lighter than I did that one. But I do love that halo on top. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, while I'm here, I'm just going to quickly show you the bumping thing. So let's have that. Let's just do, oh, I got ink all over that, haven't I? Hang on, let me clean it. Let me be good and clean it. You should clean as you go along and it's a lot easier, isn't it? But I always forget. I get carried away as I'm doing things and then I forget. Okay, I've just wiped it on my jeans, as you do. So bumping is quite simply, let's go with the lighter colour underneath. Hold it down. It's funny because when you're doing this, it looks like you haven't done anything. And it's only when you lift it up and you're like, oh, actually, yeah, there is quite a bit of colour on there. Okay, I won't bother doing the whole thing. This is just to show you. Then I'm going to take, we'll go with, should we go with the green tea? Let's go with the green tea. As soon as I've got those brushes out. So what I'm going to do, I can either move it up and off like that or go back and then bring it to the side. I think I'll go up and off like so. So then this is going to become your dominant colour. Look. This, excuse me, this is great for kids' cards to do like out of space. And that, look, can you see that shadow effect that you get? So it's just really cool. So yeah, so that's using, excuse me, that's using the Lots of Bubbles by WOW and the Thank You Sentiments, again by WOW, Catherine Paula inks and some WOW embossing powders, metallic copper ultra high and opaque bright white ultra high, a bit of halo. I just love that. Yeah, let me just pour them two in together. And there we go. All done. Thanks very much for watching.